Okay, if we can get everybody's attention, it's time to call the meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have the minutes from the August 11th meeting to approve. We have had a chance to take a look at these minutes. Anybody have any questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Wiederspall?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. And we have the fiscal officer's report.
Just wanted to mention that the audit is now completed and we've got our preliminary results. That is not for public. I don't know if I told you guys that or not yet, but they'll let us know when it's for public. I did wanted to ask for a late minute agenda item. We just recently were notified that the grant, the federal grant for the automatic compressing, the CPR that Chief Kidd told us about, that does it automatic. We are going to get that money hopefully in the next week or two, and I was hoping you would be so kind as to approve a supplemental resolution for Fund 2916 for the amount of $80,264 even, so that we can get a PO together and get that money encumbered so that he can make his purchase.
What was the amount again?
$80,264 even, and it will go into Fund 2916.
Okay. Is there a motion to, let's put that in right now.
Okay.
Take care of it. Is there a motion to approve and accept this grant money when
Mr. Wade, can I stop for just a second? I just realized how many resolutions Mr. Cameron has put together for street lighting districts, and we would have to renumber every single one of them.
Oh, we better do that.
Perhaps it might be a good idea to put that at
We'll
the
just,
end.
we'll just do it under
47.
staff. We'll do staff under staff.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it then.
Thank
Just
you.
Everybody help me remember.
Okay. Any other fiscal business?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have had a chance to look at the current bills. If I have any questions about the current bills. Hearing none, is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wiederspall?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we do have a public hearing tonight.
If we could delay, the applicant has not yet arrived,
Okay.
so
We'll move on.
my apologies.
That's okay. We'll move on to special activities, and we have the Energy Alliance people here, and to talk about electric aggregation presentation and discussion. Jack, are you
Just to give them
an
a
introduction,
preamble, Dan Dieters and Bill Graff are with Energy Alliances. They do the aggregation piece and work with different communities that have aggregated, so I asked them if they would mind coming out and maybe giving us some insight into that. We have it on the ballot for November. Then there's a process if it does get approved, but I thought there might be some questions, and then
Sure.
for posterity, people can watch the replay of this. So,
Gentlemen, if you would, come on up and just state your name and who you're with.
How you doing? My name is Daniel Dieters with Energy Alliances. This is Bill Grant. Basically, what I assume Mr. Cameron was asking us was to come up here and just give you a little background as to what happens at this point since you put it on the ballot. What we do as a company is, prior to the ballot, we aim to inform the voters of Clearcreek Township actually what this is. A lot of times there's some confusion. Is it a tax? Is it something that's going to come out of their pocket? You know, what really is the issue? So what we do is, at our expense and no expense to the township, we come in and we inform the electorate as to what's going on. We make sure that they understand that it's an opportunity for the citizens, residents of Clearcreek, to have an additional option in the pricing of their electricity. Our electricity programs right now are running between 12 and 18% below the price to compare on the tariff rates. So what we do prior to the election is we do some direct mail. We do any public meeting that you'd like us to appear at. I've been in every senior center to Chamber of Commerce, from from here to Dayton, I think, that we've handled. So we are here to inform, we're here to make sure everybody's questions are answered, we're here to make sure that the issue passes, that they have a definite understanding of how things are gonna go, and then I can kind of, once the issue passes, I'll kind of let Bill explain to you what the process is post-election.
Bill, if you would.
It's basically an opportunity to buy together and more people to get a better price. The opportunity that they're not going to get probably on their own unless they're, you know, the exceptional person that can dig into all that and look for themselves. And it's also dealing with a company that's handled these type of programs before, that's reputable, has a good reputation, and is not like some of the offers people get. And you really wonder the credibility of the company that's involved. And so I think that when the township actually looks into it, it's really a benefit for the residents. Also, the small businesses can participate as well, up to about 700,000 kilowatt hours. So many of the businesses can also participate. The other thing is it's an option. Those that are with another program or have signed up with something else, they're free to do that, or they're free to join our program.
Okay.
And the other thing that's great is that we help you become certified. So it is your program. Clearcreek Township is certified as the aggregator. So you call the shots, basically. If you're not happy with anything, that's up to you to tell us. But we have not really instituted a program that we are not comfortable with, that's not going to be beneficial to the township. We've had times when the price, the market just didn't seem right. We've actually waited instead of jumping into something we didn't think was the right time to do it. So I think that's important to really have someone looking out for your best interests.
Okay. Gentlemen, have any questions?
If there are any questions at any time,
Yeah. Go ahead.
please ask.
Let's see, I guess, you know, just to, put that, everything in the open, you would be going through all the effort, energy, expense to do the education and all that.
Right.
And no cost to us.
Correct.
How do you benefit, and why do you do that? Just so we understand your part in this.
No one benefits unless it passes. So,
Right.
you know, we want to show you our commitment right from today, that we're committed to help you have a successful program. And if we do nothing and nobody knows what's going on, we just don't look good. And you've gone to the effort to put it on the ballot, so it's worth it. And what it does, it helps throughout the whole process. The more people that know about it, the word spreads, fewer phone calls, less confusion, and I think really it makes a difference, ongoing. The participation level is obviously much higher, and that's what we're after. But that's on us. We do, you have the okay, anything we send out or we do is approved by you as well.
Right, but after it does pass, how do you benefit?
Well, we are part of the process. We are part of the price. And of course, I think you know, probably Jack told you, Dynegy is a supplier, formerly Duke Retail, that we work with on that. And we are part of the price. We're just one, we're partners.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, you
That's-
make money.
Yeah, you're obviously.
We do
not
make
doing
money,
this for a
yes.
hobby. Right.
I know it's a fun thing
We
to
do,
do.
we do.
It is
Yeah.
fun.
But we manage so many of these programs, it's, there's a couple things that, that we do that aid in the programs. We make sure that the price is a market price, that you guys are getting a good price within the marketplace. Second thing we do is we make sure that the supplier doesn't charge fees to your residents. So if you want in the program, it's free. If you want in the program, it's out. If you don't want to be in the program, you're out for free.
Right.
There's no termination fees. So everybody gets to make that choice, and many times with our programs, we don't promise it, but it's kind of you can get in when you want and get out when you want. So it's not a something that we have a big fee-based problem when people are trying to get out of the program. If you want to get out, pick up the phone and call and you're out. It doesn't cost you a penny.
Okay. No, I was just gonna say, do you ever ask, you operate in Southwest Ohio or all over Ohio, where?
All over Ohio.
All over Ohio?
Yeah, in Illinois.
Illinois. How many public entities do you have in our area, like from here down to Kentucky?
We have 29 communities there.
There's a list.
Giving you a list in there.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Some of them.
I didn't get through that.
Some are gas, some are electric,
Okay.
some are both.
And we're just gonna be electric,
You're
correct?
just electric.
And then, just to clarify something, you said that you will go on behalf of the board to whatever organizations we want. Are you waiting for us to like give you a list of the school board meetings, the city meetings, like the township? I'm thinking those are broadcast on TV.
If, for instance, if you have a civic group or business group or a senior group or that could invite us to a meeting or anything, any other, whatever you have, we're happy to go.
The city's not involved.
Yeah, but they're broadcast, I'm thinking, so.
Anything that would
Impressive,
help,
yeah.
we're open.
Your direction would be great on that,
Okay.
if people want to come see us.
So-
We can come see them.
This is your business and you're experts. Explain to me why everyone's not doing this. And I know, and understand you're talking to three salesmen,
All right,
so.
perfect.
um,
Here's why. Some people think that the government shouldn't get involved.
I
in
understand
somebody's
privatization.
That's the reason people don't
That's
do
it.
it. That's
Okay.
it. That's the reason. Now, the answer I would say is, this is your only opportunity as a local government to help your citizens in this aspect. The piece that we do of this is the energy price. The utilities have to buy and have energy at a certain time. We buy it strategically on behalf of your residents. And our historical savings are, I would compare them to anyone's. And I think, is there anything in there on that, or?
No, not on the electric.
No, I don't think specifically, but, you know, if you look at some of our programs where we've gone in, Green Township, Colerain Township, and they were in different aggregation deals, and we were able to get them into better ones.
Okay.
So, the answer to your question is, you know, I understand that. You know, why should we be involved in that? Well, because without it, you'll never be able to get that kind of pricing.
Right.
We have had, the other thing, we've had continuous renewals of all of our programs. We've not had anyone drop out. And I think that's a testament to.
How many years have you been doing it?
The 2006.
That's good.
The customer service, we haven't mentioned, but that's a big part of what we do. We want the experience not only for you, but all the people to be a good one, to be able to get a hold of the person on the phone and to get their questions answered. So we're,
So when my, a tree falls on my power line coming into my house, Duke still takes care of that?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
that's what I understood.
None of the service, all the billing's the same.
It's just
You'll see
price.
no change in the billing. You'll see a tiny little line item that says the price per kilowatt hour, which is on, which you really can't read. You can't read that now. I mean, I can't read it now. I do it for a living. You have to add it all up and divide it by your number of kilowatt hours. Ours says it right there.
Okay.
So the other thing is it's a lot easier for a
Simplifies it,
resident
yeah.
to read. They know what they're paying.
And then you'll be able to show us at the end of the year how much we save.
Get a monthly report or a quarterly report, however you like it.
one interesting thing that you didn't mention is there are a little over 60% that are not switched in Clearcreek. So, you wouldn't think people aren't doing it, but it really is an opportunity for people that maybe they don't know who to go to, or they've been cheated by somebody, or they've heard of somebody that didn't have a good experience. And so I think we can assure people that it would be a good opportunity.
Is that a high number, 60%?
We find between 40, 60, some 70%, somewhere in there. Just depends. Depends, when you're in a community that neighbors another one, you know, they're bound to have done something. Of course, a lot of times we'll have a community, the next community will go with it, they heard about it, and you get a higher participation. The other thing that, it does take about 4 months to become certified once the ballot passes. especially with the November election, you've got a lot of holidays in there. So it is a process, it's PUCO. We handle at our expense all the paperwork, all the documents, pretty much boilerplate. So we provide all those things to you to review, but they're standard pieces. And we walk you all the way through the, each procedure. There's a couple public meetings that people are welcome to go to. Those have to be advertised just like your other meeting. And that's part of the process.
Okay. Very good. Any other questions?
No, I think the thing I like is everybody knows it's a good idea to do it as an individual, but I don't want to mess around and look at, make sure, yeah, we sign up, but those guys are gonna jack us up as soon as we forget about it. So as long as we're watching.
Your terms and conditions that we put on, that is something you approve. So there's no fees, there's no giant fee to cancel. There's no giant escalation of the price in month 6. And the other good thing about it is our experience is that once we put one of these aggregations in, all the mail and solicitation you get from these companies to try to, which are essentially generally not good deals unless, it's something very rare, those tend to stop because they know you have an aggregation. So you're also saving your residents a bunch of aggravation dealing with those individuals.
Okay, good.
I'm Mark Bishop. I'd like to just add a couple of things. One thing is that I noticed that we talked about aggregation starting around 2006. We actually started it in Cincinnati in around 1985. And so we've been doing this for a long time. And we started off doing energy audits, then got into the aggregation. We actually helped open up the deregulated market in southern Ohio, in the Duke territory. And since that time, we've got into aggregation. And I think by the end of this fall, we'll now serve over almost 200,000 customers in the area through aggregation programs and through regular programs.
I want to point one other thing out on your facilities, township facilities. They probably could participate in the program. If some are a little larger, whatever, we do have the opportunity to price those separately at a discount, and of course, give a little bit better price.
So you said typically you'll save between 10 and 18%?
We never promise anything,
No.
but the historical numbers, they've been larger than that too. Right now, that's kind of where we are within the market.
The current are in that range. Duke's rates went up in June about 9%. It was much better savings in the DP&L area, which I know you've got both. So now they're fairly even with Duke's increasing. That's a better opportunity for savings. But they're very close between the two. And I don't anticipate any problems dealing with two different utilities because the eligible list will identify those separate customers. So it should be okay.
Okay. Great. I'm looking forward to it myself.
I am too, absolutely.
Good.
Something that may be appropriate is maybe making a motion to engage them to work on our behalf, if everybody's comfortable with that. I mean, I've used them in the
You don't have
past.
to renumber things.
Do what?
As long as you don't have to renumber things.
We'll put it in.
Not renumbering.
We negotiate a straight line to
We'll put it in at the end also. How's that?
Well, you could do it, you don't.
We
All right,
just
you
need
can
a
do just a
resolution.
resolution.
Yeah, you can just do a regular vote.
Okay, is there a motion to basically engage Energy Alliance Incorporated to represent the township in this aggregation process?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank you
it.
very much. I look forward to it.
Good.
Is ours a being Yeah.
Good for me.
It's good for everybody.
Yeah.
That's why I'm still trying to get my arms around the idea of why not.
Yeah.
I get the privatization argument, but
It was a good question.
if it's only saving money, we're not invasive in that regard.
Yeah.
it makes sense for everybody involved.
We're not controlling.
But it's an
that.
education piece, I can,
Yeah, it's
And
It is
they're the ones that
education.
vote on, not us.
Right, exactly, it's their choice, absolutely. All we can do is put it in front of them.
Okay. Now, public hearing, yes, sir.
Mr. Wills is present, he'd like to speak with you before the public hearing.
Sure.
So,
Mr. Wills, come on up. Please, go right ahead. If you would state your name.
I'm David Wills, and I'm the husband of Sherry Wills,
Okay.
the applicant. I thought I was early to the meeting, and I apologize.
That's okay.
2 months ago or so, my wife and I came to this process of applying for a zoning change with no prior experience at all. And in fact, we had our own reason to believe that there was in fact an expectation that at some point in time that our property would revert to commercial zoning. But at any rate, in the course of the process, we encountered some issues that have prejudiced our case, which we had no foreknowledge of. And so I would come before you tonight to ask for just a little bit more time to answer address some of those issues, if we may.
Sure. I think what we would do is just table this. And do we want to set another meeting date? And can we do that like in 30 or 60 days? Do we have to do it within 30, or can we say within 60?
Well, at this point, since it's going to a table, you can specify a timeline that things could be accomplished by. Since we may not know a date specific unless you want to select a date tonight, you could have it that the applicant at that point in time comes back, talks with staff. If they're ready to proceed, then I would set a public hearing based upon coming back before, as we did with the transmittal. If it's a withdrawal, then it would
60
be.
days would be plenty of time for us, if that's okay with you.
Well, why don't we do this one, say 60 days from today, which is the 26th. 60 days from the day, and then when appropriate time to come back. Do we want to set the meeting date? Go ahead and do it in our date that's about 60 days out?
Yeah, you can go ahead and set that as the
The
time.
second meeting of that month.
You know,
Yeah, the second meeting of October. Is that all
Robert,
right?
are you looking at dates?
I'm looking at dates right now. It's gonna be pretty late in October based on what I'm seeing, because the 6th is the first Monday in October. So October 12th is our first trustee meeting in October, which is my,
26th.
yeah, 26th. It's my wedding anniversary.
Do you want to put it to that date specific?
I think that's fine. Is that okay?
That's
You
better
good with
for
that?
me, yes.
Works for us. Okay, then I would like, yes, to entertain a motion to table this public hearing and draft resolution 4735 until October the 26th.
So
And
moved.
at 5:30.
So moved.
Yeah,
Second.
At 5:30, okay.
That's our normal
That's another-
time.
We moved it today because there were multiple things,
Oh, okay.
so,
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah.
I have a procedural question for our law director.
Yes.
Do we table the resolution number?
Ooh, we don't want to do
Yes.
that. We do, okay.
Yeah, that way you're not have to redo
Well, I'm
everything.
just thinking if not, we'll go ahead and vote on my thing, so we'll make that 4735. It's,
I think because, it's a good question. I think because you've got the resolution out, you tabled it, so you've taken at least some action on it, that you keep that number.
okay, great,
We can do it.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you. Thanks for coming in.
And for everyone who's present, another notice will go back out, notifying you of that action. That's, the new meeting date will be October the 26th, so in October, another mailer will go out. If you have questions, feel free to. Mr. Paul?
Can I just
Yes.
ask my question?
Yeah, yes, if
So-
you would state your name just for the record, if you don't mind. That this is recorded,
I
I have to
understand.
do that.
I'm Paul Pomeroy. I live adjacent to the property he has. I'm not sure what events are precipitating this delay, but is he able to change his request in the 2 weeks? I'm not sure what his intentions are. You know, right now we're looking at changing that property to a B2, and it's a pretty simple request. There's a lot of complexities to either side, but if he wants to change the request, does it have to go through other venues for evaluation, like it already has?
Good question. If you wanted to modify it down in the classification, so if you wanted to change it to
To
a
B1 or
B1
something, right.
or to an office,
Right.
he would send a letter to our office and request that that be amended.
Okay,
That is the process.
okay,
He could also wait till that evening of that public hearing and say, I want to modify it to that different zoning classification. So part of what I'm understanding his rationale for delaying is to get a better feel with the neighbors.
okay.
So I'm sure during those discussions, you guys
I'm making a
could,
phone call or something.
yes,
Okay,
you could have discussion about those things.
okay, just to try to understand the process.
Sure, absolutely.
Thank
Good question.
Thank you. Okay. We never opened public hearing, so we're right back on track and moving on to, we've done, inspect activities, unfinished business. Anybody have any unfinished business to bring up? You all are welcome to stay or go if you want, it's okay. You won't bother us.
I don't know that I've seen a little boy that quiet for 30 minutes in my life.
He's got a phone in his hand, so
Okay.
He's playing.
that's how mine stays quiet in those situations.
Okay, new business, we have resolution 4736. And all of these, 3736 through 4753, all deal with street lighting. And we know we have to do them individually. So I think probably,
We do?
yeah.
4754, isn't it?
Yeah, 54.
Yeah, 54, what did I
Yeah,
say?
you need to vote on each one.
Yeah, 54 is correct.
It's
Otherwise,
left in the minutes sometimes.
I know, I'm sorry. I wish I had a different opinion.
So do we.
I was gonna say, everybody in the room probably does.
Once you go to executive session,
You can strike the
Stay there.
probably out of that, so,
To discuss personnel matters too.
that's right.
tell us how it worked out.
Yeah, right. I'm not optimistic.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve 4736?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Is there a motion to approve 4737?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. To approve 4738?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. To approve 4739?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. To approve 4741?
So moved.
That would be 4740.
That Ms. Martin?
Yes.
Okay, 4740?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And now 4741?
so moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
And to approve 47, yay. And to approve 4742?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4743?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4744?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Wade?
And to approve 4745?
You did vote on 44.
Oh, yay. Yay. And now to approve 4745?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4746?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4747?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4748?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4749?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4750?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4751?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4752?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. and to approve 4753.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And to approve 4754.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Wade?
Yay.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to mess with you guys. Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. See, I was.
See, I was waiting, and you, I thought I'd catch it.
Okay. Moving on to resolution 4755, which is a resolution authorizing the township administrator to enter into a contract with Cincinnati Bell for telephone service.
We have, our current contract has come to term probably a month or two ago, and we've been talking to Cincinnati Bell about how to renew that and what it needed to look like. Also, we talked to them about our whole system, and we're hoping to do something bigger where everything would ultimately be under one umbrella for service, including, you know, the internet connections and how we connect to other buildings. I hope to do that in about a year from now, where we can straighten out some of the microwave and canopy stuff that's got some uniqueness to it, but it doesn't make sense with our current term with Time Warner to do that. So this is just replacing our current phone system contract. It's gonna upgrade to an Advantage system, which is just what comes into the building. We'll still have all the same handsets. It's, I don't have the side-by-side comparison, it's about $100 more a month that this will cost us. Has some more flexibility. We won't have a restricted phone number. There will be a couple lines that the police can use that'll be private like they are today, but the other numbers will show Clearcreek Township or whatever we put in the system. Everybody will have a direct dial number, so you can give out a direct number and not come through the switchboard for everything. So there's a few differences to this system, but it's about the same price as we're paying today.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions of Jack at 4755? Is there a motion to approve 4755?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we have a recommendation to request, or not request, a hearing for a liquor license for UDF, and that's at the new store in Red Line.
This is,
Suggest that we entertain a motion to not request.
yeah, or not contest the liquor license. It's kind of just process, and you
Just
have to
process.
decide yea or nay on contesting it.
Is there a motion to request or not request a hearing for the license, liquor license,
So moved.
to not request? Oh, you need to say not request.
Not request.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any other resolution? Please, Chief, you have anything?
I don't think for the agenda, just a couple months ago, I brought to the board, we had an elderly gentleman that was robbed and cut, some stabbing down in Ridgeville. We got a couple of arrests on that, and just last week, one of those individuals was sentenced to 19 months in prison. So
Good.
he's going to be bringing to go for a while. So.
Where'd that take place?
Right here at the old bar that was converted into the apartments,
Apartment or the motorcycle?
right across from the motorcycle place, yeah. So one's been sentenced already, they're off for 19 months.
Okay. Fire District, we have an orientation recommendation for Nunzio Floretta. As a permanent full-time lieutenant, second step effective. So motion to approve this, to move to a full-time and giving the appropriate pay increase.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And you would like to extend the orientation period for Tim Haggard?
Up to a year, so.
Up to a year. Okay. Is there a motion to extend the orientation period for Lieutenant Tim Haggard?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yay. And we should put up to a year in that motion, all right? Okay.
Up to the date.
Okay, thank you. And lieutenant position selection process recommendation, allow the fire chief to establish a lieutenant eligibility list of the current firefighter paramedic personnel effective full-time.
The goal behind this, there's no positions to promote to. This would be used as our write-up person, so our firefighters that are interested in promoting in the future, this would give them the opportunity to act in that capacity and basically be trained. And when a position comes open one day, we might, if there is one, we would have an active list. We can just go down and grab somebody.
Okay, and while they're training for that, basically, is what they'll be doing, there's no pay change in that, it's the same.
Our only cost will be the day that we conduct the assessment center. We'll do an internal assessment center, so it's just having some supervisors there to evaluate the personnel.
Okay, it'd be nice to have them ready.
What's the cost of the training?
The training that we'll engage in,
Yeah.
it's current cost that we're doing. So Blue Card, which is about $65 a year for their incident command training, and everything else we predominantly do in-house.
Okay, is there a motion to establish this list?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question just for the minutes? It says effective for 1 year, so it's effective for 1 year from today's date?
Okay, 1 year once we establish the list. So once we rate everyone on there, that they're number 1 through whenever,
Okay.
once we establish that list is when it would go into effect.
So this doesn't really exist at this point.
So we'll need to approve that again, wouldn't we? Once the-
Typically not, because there's no one to promote. Generally, we only do that certification for the year. We do 6 months and we extend up to a year if we promote someone. This is a unique event because we don't have any open positions. It's to help establish a process.
I understand, I think it makes total sense, I'm just trying to figure out how to write that.
Effective from 1 year from creation of the list.
Effective 1 year from creation of list.
And maybe the other way to kind of put a button on that is for have the chief come back and say, hey, we created a list this day.
Okay,
And that can go in the minutes and then you can type.
That's what I was saying.
that's good.
Just let us know when you do it.
It's probably gonna be 2 months.
Yeah, so,
Okay. All right, and we have a probationary appointment offer for 5 different individuals. So probationary appointment, so we're going, you would like us to hire them on probationary
This would be to extend conditional offers tonight.
based on all the other stuff, was physical one, background, all this. Is there a motion to establish a conditional probationary period? Probation.
To extend conditional offers.
Extend conditional offers to these 5 individuals on a probationary basis.
These are going to be new hires?
They are replacements for personnel that have left over the last 10 months. So you've got those names if you were to need them by chance. They departed us and we haven't had a list. And now we're just going to replace them. We've been stretching it out a little bit to kind of see. We're
So just to
studying
clarify, none of these are new hires, these are all replacement hires.
replacements. There's no new positions created.
right.
To be clear about the being clear, we hired one of the part-timers, Jason Hudnall, last, 2 meeting ago.
All right, there were 6 openings.
Yeah,
Originally.
and these 5 will be new employees.
Correct.
But
Not
they're
new
all just
positions.
filling a spot that was
Right.
currently
Already
filled
in.
in the last 10 months.
Bit big. Okay, is there a motion to hire these 5 additional people on probationary?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay?
Mr. Wade?
Yay. Anything else from fire district?
Do you want to go ahead and act on the supplemental resolution, since it's fire related?
Yeah.
It'll be resolution, 4756.
Is there a motion to accept the grant?
57, isn't it?
47.
4756.
6.
It's already taken, right?
No?
No, 55 was the last one we approved.
I'll just be quiet.
Good idea.
56.
You're in Clearcreek Township, just want to
I
make sure you
apologize.
realize
There
where
was
you are.
two agendas.
because we got rid of
The
it.
motion to approve 4756.
So moved.
I just want to clarify that the motion, because you'll see it in the minutes, it will be to modify the permanent appropriation resolution with supplemental appropriations to allow for this $80,264.
Okay,
Okay, but it'll be in the minutes, correct?
okay. Motion to that effect.
I made the motion, he needs to.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay?
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yeah.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
On that, with the unusualness of it, just FYI, they give us 30 days from when they tell us they're gonna deposit it to spend the money. That's why.
So we gotta get it
this-
approved.
Does that make any sense?
It's federal government.
The rules change every year, so we gotta watch the rules really close whenever we get a grant. And
This money will be encumbered before tomorrow morning so that he can do what he needs to do.
This, can I be clear, so when I write the resolution, 2916 was the fund,
Yes, sir.
what fund is that?
It's FEMA, federal firefighters.
Oh, that's a special fund.
It's a
Yeah,
special
okay.
fund. And it has a zero balance right now, so you're gonna be going from 0 to 8264.
I mean, I'll do the resolution, you all can sign it next time you're here, but you've approved the idea and the technicalities of it.
That's fine. Zoning Department.
Yes, sir.
Resignation from Craig.
Well, Ted.
Tack.
Yeah, he's been a board member for quite some time. His business,
12 years probably.
close to it. Yeah, his business is just more demands on him than what he's able to fulfill the rest of his term. Was set to expire in 1 year from now, so 2016, November. So we'll have a couple openings occur here in November 2015. So if any individuals have someone they want to push forward, I'll start talking with them, it'd be great. But yeah, just wanted you to be aware that that vacancy is now available.
Okay.
And
So
accept
motion
his
to
resignation.
accept Craig Latapic's resignation.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yeah.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Yeah. That it?
Nothing else tonight, sir?
Okay. Road Department.
I have nothing for the agenda tonight, sir.
Okay. Staff reports. Anybody have anything additional? You do have your executive session to discuss a letter we received from an attorney about
Correct.
a dispute between property owners. Is there a motion to recess this regular meeting and go into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Gabbard?
Yay.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
I actually have to recuse myself from this, and from the executive session. So, you guys are off.
So
See you
it's
later.
resolution 4757 for the executive session, correct?
It was actually 4756,
Well, you get to change
but I
it.
didn't say anything during the meeting about it.
That was really nice of you.
At least we know why you stand.
There's only one to change.